on to it and shoot for the sky.
And we're live. Hello and welcome to the Ring Post Daily Podcast. You're listening to myself, Jesse Henrik, and I have with me today Eddie Two Belts, Eddie Wade, the TSW Tag Team Champion, and the RPD Prophecy Champion. We were scheduled to also have Joey Hudson on with us, our Ring General. Unfortunately, he was not able to be here tonight due to a scheduling conflict. But we have Eddie here, and he's got both the belts, so I'm going to let him kind of explain, first off, how did you win the tag team belt? Because I know all of RPD's followers will know how you got the Prophecy Championship. But walk us through last Saturday?
Last Saturday.
This last Saturday. Walk us through, the process of winning the belt, who got the pin, what was the match like, all that good stuff.
Well, first came out was me and my tag partner, the other half of the tag team champions, Thurston Cade. We had the Brotherhood Army General in our corner, Austin, obviously.
Austin Michaels.
We challenged against Death Star, the former champs, and the Foreign Council with Mass Dragon 5 and the Soviet, led by Gene King.
Awesome. And so walk us through the match, and, let's be honest, let's call a spade. The Brotherhood is not known for being a typically a fighting force. So how did you guys pull out the win?
Well, we started off smart. Let Soviet and Repic get what they were doing, and eventually Repic made a tag to his partner. Saw Repic on the outside, so I figured, hey, I might as well do something here. Start hitting.
Might as well.
Start landing some kicks, some punches. Pick him up, go for a suplex right on that gym floor. Oh. Unfortunately. He had a counter.
And how did that feel?
My back's still hurting.
I'm sure it is.
I can still feel it right there in my lower back. But I go to get back on the ropes, and, triple threat tag rules. Black Star tags me in. So the Soviet, you can say what you want. He might have got a couple of things, hit me a couple times, but I made a very smart tag to Thurston Cade. He made a tag to Mass Dragon. Me and Cade did a little double team action on Mass Dragon. Then Black Star got back in. And, him and Thurston Cade going back and forth. Before that, though, just a detail here. Repic had got in between this and had hit a splash onto Thurston Cade, but I had to make the save to make sure that wasn't the end. Cade could have had it. He could have kicked out, but I just had to, make sure keep our championship dreams alive. And right. But yeah.
So who gets the pin in this situation? Walk us through the ending sequence.
All right, I was just about to get there anyway, but
okay.
So towards the end, it ended up with Cade and Black Star in there, and Austin was trying to get the referee's attention, but ended up getting Black Star's attention because it caused. Of
course, he was getting it for a valid reason, right?
Yeah.
There was obviously something that referee needed to know.
Yeah, it wasn't because Black Star was pinning Cade. That's not why. That's not why he got up there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There had to have been a foreign object in the ring.
Yeah, he
Or,
was just
maybe somebody needed their trunks adjusted or something.
right. Well,
But the referees need to know these things.
Black Star pulls him from on top of the rope into the ring, right? And Austin, he got sucker punched. That's how I see it. He got sucker punched by Black Star. But then my boy, the Thurston K, jumped off the top rope, double axe handle, 1, 2, 3, and your new TSW Tag Team Champions. And there was also some fighting going around on the outside too, on the other end with Repic and the Soviet during that time.
That's awesome. I gotta ask about the team dynamic too with Thurston because, obviously, you just said he's the one who got the pin. Is there any sort of like hunger or maybe a little bit of animosity professionally between you two of like I wanted that pin, or is it all business and you're just happy to have it?
Honestly, I would say I'm happy. I'm just happy to have it. I couldn't. The only other people who would have been better to win this title with would have been another member of the Brotherhood Army, but it would have been equal in value. So to be able to win it with somebody who's been a mentor to me, both inside the ring and out, and yeah, I mean it's an honor to be able to hoist this thing right here.
Absolutely. Before we move on to the Prophecy Championship, I kind of want to ask you a little bit of some favoritisms or some associations here. So I got to ask, which is your favorite color, gold or silver?
Oh, that's a tough one.
We ask the hard-hitting questions on this program, this special Title Tuesday.
And I know how things work around here. There's no tiptoeing.
No, not at all.
I'm going to say silver because you see right here, there's also silver on this belt. And it's a nice mix of both. And then you got this 6 pounds of silver.
Absolutely. A very diplomatic answer. I like it. Next question, blue or black? There's the plates and there's the strap, and you just sometimes
Brotherhood black. Brotherhood black on this one. I will say this is a beautiful blue strap, though.
Absolutely, it is. And these are newly minted titles.
I believe we're only the second tag team to hold this version of this title.
Yes, and they're just absolutely lovely, and they look amazing in the Brotherhood trophy case. And let's talk about some other titles right now, because the Brotherhood, though they may have lost the unsanctioned Brotherhood title, Brotherhood's been on a winning streak lately. Not only do we have yourself, who is within the last 17 days become a double champion, we also have, of course, Thurston winning that tag belt with you. But then you have Master Sergeant, who just won the Gold for Gold medallion. And, of course, there's no controversy there.
No.
You won it fair
and square. I mean, clearly the rule said you had to be standing when you held it.
Absolutely. There's no controversy with that. Not at all.
None.
And then we have Joey doing the unthinkable. Of course, your manager is breaking a 500... wrap your brain around this.
No, I've been thinking about this.
594-day losing streak since the day we began this program in January 1st of 2023. Joey has not won a single supercard or championship matches, if we have just a single card to predict. But he has not won a single one all 594 of those days, and then he comes out swinging, and he beats Ty I believe it was 8 points ahead, and
Something
he
like
ends
that,
up
yeah.
beating Austin in Austin's first match, which he did great for his first. He came in second. He ends up beating him by like 4 points or something like that. I don't remember correctly, but it was still closer.
Right.
But he topples Ty, who is this monolith.
I mean,
Mr.
he's
RPD.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mr. RPD.
Yeah, the most winning champion in all of RPD history. And Joey goes and just defeats him.
Maybe I was motivation
I mean,
for him.
I was gonna say I think he may have been motivated by seeing his wrestler, his Mr. Eddie Wade, winning some Prophecy silver. But yeah, definitely some good times for the Brotherhood. You guys are eating good. Obviously, you must be eating your carrots because we see how your hair is growing.
Oh
You
yes.
got those lovely locks. But anyways, moving on, I want to talk about what kind of champion Mr. Eddie Wade is going to be. First off, let's start with the tag titles. Obviously, I don't see you guys planning on losing those anytime soon. So,
Never.
Who are you excited to face for these titles? Obviously, you're going to knock them all down.
Right.
But who do you want to face for these titles?
I could get behind whooping on Death Star again. Could definitely get behind that. Same for the Foreign Council. They could catch these hands again too.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. If Max Page could find somebody who wants to team with him after our own Wild Child exposed him for the coward he is.
Yeah.
But maybe him and whoever he can find. But yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't mind seeing you guys thumping on Travis Liddell if he could find a partner. I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
If that Linux kid wants to step in our way, he could get ran over again.
There you go. And then moving focus over to the Prophecy Championship, I want to talk about what kind of champion are you going to be with that Prophecy Championship? Are you going to take those easy ways out, those the chicken shit wild cards, the safe bets, the super picks that are just bound to go and hit? Or are you going to take some risks and show people that you're a fighting champion?
That might just be a day-to-day thing right there.
You think so?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, some days I'm feeling crazier than others with my predictions.
I mean, it shows in your bookings.
I think I put my very first super pick on Jericho, at least for AEW side.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think it was
something like that. Very early on I did, and you let me hear it.
I did. I remember those early super cards, and especially with Joey, those early cards, he would pick a lot with his heart. And don't get me wrong, Joey is a very emotional wrestling fan. Like, he puts everything into it. But sometimes I would just sit there and I would smack my head and I'd be like, Joey, you see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
But then you came in and you were kind of a mix between, me and Ty and then and Joey. Because you kind of had a good head about you, but at the same time we could see the naivety, and you're just like, well, I really want this person to win, so I'm gonna root for him and I'm gonna manifest it. But I don't know, man. But I'm happy to see your champion now. Of course, you yourself won that championship off of Tyreek, who has himself set a 217-day reign. That is a record, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
that's the longest title reign in RPD history. So it was no easy feat for you to win that title either, but obviously both of your titles are very well deserved.
Well, I'm glad you think so. I feel like I put in work to get these. I'll be honest, but that's not me being cocky or anything. It's just me saying I'm going to put my head down and work even more.
Absolutely. Podcat wants to say hi.
We love the podcast.
Podcat. So I have one last question before you go, because obviously you're a busy man. You got 2 titles to defend. You have defenses to get ready for, of course. I believe it's Supercard 19. You have your first defense of the Prophecy Championship, where you will be predicting the first event of the new Maple Leaf Pro under Scott D'Amore. It's a 2-night event. Plus, you have TNA Bound for Glory, TNA's biggest show. Of course, TNA's got their wacky booking. We were talking about this a little bit off camera. And then Maple Leaf Pro, you don't know what to expect out of them because they're a brand new company. So it's going to be a tough defense for you. What's your strategy going in? Because obviously, you know, especially with Maple Leaf, you're seeing familiar names, but they're in unfamiliar territory.
Right.
So are you going with kind of, you know, past experience with these wrestlers, or are you going to go with the more, you know, conventional, okay, I think this is what's going to happen sort of thing?
Probably a good mix of what I think is going to happen, how I think it should, and then, of course, we have how it actually will happen.
Right.
So there'll probably be a bit of it'd probably be a pick-by-pick basis on that for Maple Leaf for sure. Just because you never know who they might want to push as their top star, whereas like the casual audience might think, oh, well, this guy is who they would push.
They have sort of 2 big heavy hitters, and they have Raj Desi, which is the former Jinder Mahal in WWE, and then they have TNA's Josh Alexander, who, of course, we all know has a very storied history with Scott D'Amore, you know, Team Canada and whatnot, who we already know is sort of thinking about exploring that, you know, free agency when his TNA contract comes up. So do they put the title on, you know, already a free agent, or somebody who they know is coming on the market and of course is very close with Scott D'Amore? We don't know, but I feel like it's really between those 2. And of course I don't think they have a title match announced yet,
right.
But those are just the 2 that are kind of jumping out at me right now.
Right.
But anyhow, so of course you got those 2, or those 3 cards, I should say, because it's a 2-night event. So that will be consisting the super card. But I have one last question, and that is, I want to hear your personal Mount Rushmore, not of wrestlers, but of champions. The championship reigns. What is your Mount Rushmore of championship reigns? I deliberately didn't prep you for this question because I want the real answer, not the political one where it's just like, oh, well, you know, Ric Flair in this time. No, I want the one that's in your heart.
I've got to start with the 1,316 day reign of Joey's fallen tribal chief. Or, I mean, he's not fallen at the moment. I mean, he's back.
Yeah, I mean, he's rising from the ashes.
So I think I'm going to have to put that up there. Probably along with Gunther's Intercontinental title reign.
Absolutely. It's a great pick.
CM Punk's year-long 400-something day title reign, that one's up there for me. Was not a happy camper when Dwayne took that from him.
Yes.
And this last one. You
got one more head. Who's going to be Lincoln?
Ooh. I know this one probably isn't remembered the most fondly by the broader community, but Kane's 2010 World Heavyweight Championship run. That's what got me into wrestling.
Why is that? Why is it so influential for you?
the way he like one where he cashed in on the same night, didn't waste no time about it. Me as a kid, like, yeah, makes sense.
It was really cool. He set a precedent with that.
And then just from I had the action figure when it came out with the briefcase and the world title, had that with it, and I watched throughout that whole reign, and like that was the world title picture for the first however long of when I started watching, and then everybody cheering Edge when he had. Still don't understand that, but it's okay. We love Adam Copeland.
Oh yeah, we love Adam. If I had to give an answer, just because there's only two of us, I would have to say, of course, my tribal chief. I may not be an honorary Oos, but I acknowledge my tribal chief. Gunther's a close one, but I don't put him on my Mount Rushmore for the simple fact that while he had an awesome run and it was, substantial, I don't feel like he was given a lot of good opponents.
I could see that.
So he had the length and he had the run and charisma himself, but he didn't have a lot of good competition. I think that's really important. I would go with the Summer of Punk. That's always, just really inspiring, kind of help kick things off. Back in, the 2010, 2011 times, it really got people interested in wrestling again. Then I have to go with John Cena's U.S. Open Challenge. That U.S. title reign.
That one just, I don't know how, but yeah, that definitely deserves. That's well deserved. And then
this one might be a little bit of a controversial pick, but I would have to go with Athena's new record-setting reign of over 650 some days, I think it is. But her record-setting reign now as women's champion in ROH has just been incredible. She's had quality matches throughout for over these last 2 years now. She's never really showed any signs of stopping, and I mean she's carried the ROH brand on her back the whole time, even when they didn't have world champions showing up, when they didn't have tag teams showing up. They always had that women's championship to kind of fly the flag and, the banner for ROH.
I like that one.
I would say she belongs on there. She's like the Thomas Jefferson on the Mount Rushmore. She's not always as appreciated as the others, but she's extremely important.
I like that a lot.
That would be mine. But anyways, we are out of time. Once again, I know you're a very busy man, but I want to thank you, Mr. Eddie Wade, Mr. Eddie Two Belts now, for being on the show. This is outside our normal time slot, but I wanted to get you on for a very special Title Tuesday. Again, I wish we were able to get Joey in here, but he's, previously indisposed, so maybe we can get him on another time. But until then, from myself, Jesse Henrik, and Eddie Two Belts, this has been the Ring Post Daily Podcast on a very special Title Tuesday, and we will see you next time. Have a great day out there, and happy wrestling.